Kia ora everybody and welcome to Auckland. I'm Louise and I'm going to take you on a short walk today. We are walking for realness. So we are going to be walking today down High Street to 4th Street. I'm starting here on the corner of Victoria Street and High Street looking at Sky Tower and just coming around here looking up Lawn Street. You can walk up there, suffragette steps and up to the art gallery, and then looking this way up to the beautiful stone sculpture here, the entry to Albert Park. Let us walk down High Street. High Street's always been the fashion district, so lots and lots of clothing stores, small owner operators. It is a great street for starting your shopping in Auckland. You can see all the shopping bags coming towards me right now. We are going to start, we're outside the car park, and I'm just going to cross over here and show you a little booklet that I recommend that you pick up when you're coming to Auckland. If you're not familiar with Auckland, it's a great way to discover some of the local public art pieces. So here we go, we've got the public toilets here with the old simplicity patterns on them. It's a great way to start, isn't it? Good thing to know where they are. So we are looking here at a small book that you can pick up from information centres, library, art gallery, different places. It's a free map, and at the coffee counter it says Auckland City Tours, and it'll take you around the city and point out all these different locations of interest. So looking at some of the local art. This street is good though for local art. You can see here on the columns, I love this seahorse, he's beautiful, really, really beautiful. So let us continue on our walk. You'll find lots and lots of small shops here, gorgeous old buildings as well, High Street because it's narrow. The artwork continues, of course, everywhere. Loving the wicker chairs at the moment. They won't be there soon. They'll be gone once everything opens up. The three kitty, the three basket of knowledge over here in Little High Street, coming down past all the shops. High Street, it's narrow. It's good. They've widened the footpath here with a boardwalk, so to prevent too much parking going on, and it also provides a little bit of social distancing. So we've got more of a chance of avoiding everybody. So looking here, we're looking down Durham Lane. The old power board building down there at the very end is gorgeous. Always look up, always look up. And we've got the wisteria. This is another little art piece that's hanging here, wisteria piece, I suppose, wisteria loop, and let us keep going here. Well, it's getting quite busy, isn't it? It's just after 1 p.m, so yeah, I suppose everybody's just heading out for lunch. Metropolis up there, the big tower that looks down on us. It's a hotel and apartment complex. Let's keep going. There's always something to look at, always something takes my eye as I walk. But I want to complete this fairly quickly so you'll know where to come when you're visiting Auckland. Lots of little jewellery shops in the area as well, which are really great. But I do encourage you, especially in High Street, look up and look down. So lots of good places to eat, lots of small shops for shopping, nice areas to relax as well. And of course you've got all these little arcades and little walkways, little hallways that you can explore, and there's a fabulous one coming up. But I'm loving the boardwalk because it restricts the cars to parking on the other side. I recommend you don't try and drive into the city, parking's expensive. Come on the bus or get the train, you'll get off at Britomart most probably, and that is really, really awesome just to be doing that. Look at the high-rise buildings. Always look up, always look up. Over here we've got Fryeburg Square and the statue of Lord Freiburg, of course. There's a Saturday morning farmers market that's held here. And at the moment we do have the floral steps. So when you reach here, this point here, I recommend you come in here, number 35 High Street. This is Pink Neon Sign, and they're one of our Realness operators. So pop in here, see the girls, get a coffee, get a sandwich, get something yummy to eat. When the doors are open, just walk right to the end of the hallway, over the diamond, and you'll be there. They're right next to Parmenesia, so you can do a little bit of shopping at the same time. Let us walk over to Fryeburg Square, where we have Lord Freiburg standing here. Of course, most famous with his quote when he was showing somebody from the British Army, the Kiwi troops. The boss of the British Army said to him, "Your people don't salute very often, do they?" And he said, "No, but if you give them a wave, they'll wave back." So there he is, he just looks over us. Everybody enjoying the floral steps. These will be here until Christmas, maybe a bit longer if we're lucky. So remember, the Saturday market is here. The water has been turned on, so the water here represents the lava flow of the volcanoes, and it's a great little paddling pool as well. Take your shoes off, she's saying. Yeah, so here's the Melville Hall here, so it's a nice area underneath. You can see there's a few bean bags here. People can relax around. We've got the Christmas star, and we've got the market boys just setting up for the next market, 4th of December. Yes! Yeah, exactly, thank you. And then looking over here, we've got the city buildings. We've got the SAP Tower, we've got the QBE building, and then we've got this gorgeous little French-inspired piece of architecture. This is really what High Street's all about, character. And on the side of the building we have a little motto here, friends in high places. So we'll just look back around at the square over here, Freiburg Place. Always quite a lot of action here, which is great. The Bahutakawa are flowering, friends walking in all directions. But look up, because the buildings are really, really gorgeous. A little bit of old Auckland here that still reminds us of days gone by. Nice potted plants as well. This will be a nice walk at night. I can see all the Christmas lights above the shops here, so it will be nice. Just coming down here past Unity Books, and we're almost approaching Vulcan Lane, where we have all these beautiful buildings that curve around the corner of the street. So High Street and Vulcan Lane. Vulcan Lane's always been a walking street. It's always been quite exciting and a place for people to meet. So there's always been a lot of coffee shops here. And if you walk up, it'll take you to O'Connell Street. You just look up at the buildings. Oh, the clouds have come over. It's been a beautiful morning. The clouds have just come over now. It's probably good for the camera though. More friends. So looking back up High Street where we've just come from, you can see it's quite busy. Coming round here, looking down Vulcan Lane. The old hotels are here. So some of Auckland's earliest hotels were the Occidental and Queen's Ferry here. There's another view of the SAP building. There's a little tower at the end on the top of the Vulcan building, and I love that view, just the contrast there between the different styles of architecture. So the Christmas lights are up here as well. It's really good. Nice little atmosphere. We'll keep walking. We've got a little way to go yet. We're not quite at Fort Street. But I do encourage you always to look down, because if you look down, you can see through this window here, there's a little shop underneath. And of course there's shops up as well. You just never know what you're going to find. Rare books even. And we just go down here past the Debrett's Hotel. And of course, I always say look down, look up. But when you do look down, you see these gorgeous entranceways. Lovely black and white tiles, so lots and lots of nice detail for you. Over here we have, hey, this could be our motto for the day: shop until you drop, eat until you pop. The Brett's over here, and the really beautiful, the South British Insurance building here. Old Chicago style architecture, I suppose it would be. It's now a menswear shop, so where people once signed up for their insurance policies, more likely you're going to sign up for something else. But it's well worth going inside just to look at the old counter that was used. It's still in its original condition inside, and it's one of my favourite Auckland buildings. So from here we're going to cross over to Jean Batten Place. Jean Batten, of course, our famous aviator. One of these days I'm going to be putting a statue of her here, because I'm sure a lot of these people walk through and they don't even realise who Jean Batten was. This is her building where they've kept the facade and then built the big Deloitte's building behind. Jean Batten, of course. Auckland Airport is named after her as well. So one of our most famous women. Looking up Shortland Street. Jean Batten Place. Yes, they definitely do need a statue of her here. So when you're walking around here, just be a little bit careful, because now we've entered the area where it's a shared walking and driving space. People are inclined to sometimes drive the wrong way, so always just be aware of your surroundings. I'm sure you're quite safe. Everybody drives quite slowly, but just make sure you're not stepping out like that. I almost stepped out in front of this car. Just take a glance and then keep going. Now we're coming to Fort Street. Wow. This is the original foreshore, so Fort Street, the original foreshore, and this is where all the land was reclaimed to build what was known then as Commercial Bay, and has been renamed Commercial Bay. So you can keep walking down there, down Fort Lane. There are some nice information panels over there as well that give you some history of the area, pre-European times, which is really great. And looking that way to Queen Street, and just coming around, we're off now down to Fort Street, where we're going to be enjoying a very nice lunch. So just remember that this was once the beach. This is where people gathered shellfish, they gathered pippies here, mussels, and now we are walking on it, parking on it. It is quite different from the old days. There we go, up to Metropolis. And looking down in this direction, we're looking at Britomart. And that's where the blue skies and the sunshine is today. So Britomart in that direction, where your train and bus may have come into. We've of course got the big Pacifica up here now. And car coming, better keep going. So coming here along Fort Street, you'll find it's quite interesting the way they have we'll stop and have a look at them in a moment. They have little indentations in the street that just represent the tide coming in. So when it's, of course the tide doesn't come in any longer, but when it's raining they will fill up with water and represent the tide. The old flour mill is down here, 1860. They've kept the facade of the building, of course, and built the big one behind. Where are these? There we go, indentations. So just some small, like small dishes, and they'll fill up with water. And it's really nice, this representation. Oh, we've got some nice Christmas decorations up down here as well. And we'll be arriving at Ema very shortly for our Realness lunch. So Queen Street has always been the big shopping street, but honestly, I encourage you to explore these little back streets, High Street especially, full of realness, and that's what we're looking for these days. pop down to Queen Street just for a little bit of the excitement and to see what the developments are like, but head into these back streets, High Street, Lawn Street, Fort Street, and you're going to find a little bit of realness. That's the word, a little bit of realness. So here we are at Ema with the red umbrellas, really, really easy to spot. Ema, and this is our lunch option. So let's see what's happening here. People have got their lunch, they're sitting around outside. Oh, it's good. This is the real world. This is the real world. Wow, it smells so delicious. And looking inside, all the beautiful lamps here. So here we go, we're at Ema, and this is where our little tour is going to finish. The Realness World, local, independent and owner operated. So thank you very much for joining, everybody. I will just turn the camera. Thank you very much for joining me on this little bit of a wander, and look forward to seeing you on the next adventure. So thank you, kia ora and ka kite anō, and see you again soon. Thank you. Bye for now.